Welcome to the Tech Civil Learning. My dear friends, in the today's series of lectures, we're going to design a compression member. Right. So before we going to design a compression members, we need to know some the technical term. डिज़ाइन करने से पहले हम लोगों को टेक्निकल टर्म समझना चाहिए. इट हेल्प्स यू इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कंसेप्ट वेरी क्लियरली. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. Please watch the video till last. I promised you will surely going to understand the concept and it will be very interesting. So let's start. So first we need to know what do you mean by compression member, right? Compression member किसको बोला जाता है? So generally the means such type of members in which a compressive force is acting, right? Remember, a member in which compressive force is acting. As you know, my dear friends, column, right, strut, these are the what you call compressive members. This is so because as if you suppose this one is column, right, then here of course column is always subjected to compressive force, right. क्या होता है कि column का ऊपर से right slab beam होता है, right slab होता है, उसमें compressive force लगाया जाता है, ठीक है. So column is always subjected under the considerations of what you call compressive forces. So such type of members is nothing but the compression member. So in the compression members we're going to design the columns, right. So first we need to understand what do you mean by column. So if you say generally, column is nothing but the vertical compression member. It is a vertical compression members which is used to transfer the load, right. Means the main function of the column is to transfer the load, right, means to the means what you call downward structures, like the means to transfer the load to the foundations. So in generally if somebody asks you what do you mean by columns, so columns is nothing but the vertical compression members which used to transfer the load to the foundation, right. Now as an engineer we must define the column technically, right. So as per the code book, right, columns is a compressive member, right, or column is a compression member in which its effective length, right, is greater than its least lateral dimension, right. Try to understand, समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. कॉलम उसको बोला जाता है जिसका effective length, right, means कॉलम का effective length, right, means effective length of the column should exceed, right, the 3 times of its lateral dimension. So let's imagine if L is the effective length of the column, then it must be greater than, right, 3 times what, 3 times its least lateral dimension. Then of course B will be its least lateral dimension, right. In any column the least dimensions must be in the means rectangle column will be B. So the effective length should exceed 3 times of its lateral dimension, least lateral dimension. That is nothing but it's a column. Now एक सवाल जो होता है वो जहन में आता है कि क्या हर वर्टिकल मेंबर्स कॉलम होता है? कैन वी कॉल ऑल वर्टिकल मेंबर एज अ कॉलम? नो, वी कांट, right. Remember all point, we can't call all the vertical member as a column, right. We call the column in such a conditions, in such a way or in such a conditions in which satisfy its effective length of the column should be greater than its least lateral dimension. Remember this point, right. It should exceed 3 times of its lateral dimensions. If effective length exceeds 3 times of its lateral dimension, then that is only called as its what you call column. Now my dear friends, here pedestal is also vertical member. Can we call it as a column? No, we can't. So pedestal is nothing, just opposite of the column. It is just opposite of the column. It's also a compressive member in which or with the effective length is less than 3 times of its lateral dimensions. So if L is the effective length, then it's less than 3 times of its least lateral dimension. So it is quite opposite of the vertical column. So means pedestal is nothing but a compression member in which its effective length is less than 3 times of the lateral dimensions. That is nothing but the pedestal. So let me show you one figure so that you can understand clearly. My dear friends, as you can see in the figures, it's a footing, right? So footing, as you can see, it's C, means this one is nothing but the effective length, right? So in this one, suppose this one is the least lateral dimensions. So from the figure you can easily conclude, आप फिगर से आसानी से समझ सकते हैं कि जो इसका effective length है वो इसका least lateral dimension से कम है, और कितना कम होना चाहिए, 3 of its least lateral dimensions. So effective length of the pedestal or of the compression members is less than 3 times of its least lateral dimensions, then it is known as pedestals. Else it is greater than 3 times of lateral dimensions, then उसको बोला जाता है columns. So hope you understand the difference between the pedestal and the column. So we can't call all the vertical member as the column. Sometimes it is depends upon the means conditions. So उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपको means you can now differentiate between the column and pedestals. Here also one technical term is strut, right? What do you mean by strut? My dear friends, strut is nothing but it is a vertical, horizontal and inclined compressive member. Remember, strut is nothing, it may be vertical, right? ये vertical भी हो सकता है, it may be horizontal, right? It may be horizontal or it may be inclined at certain angles, right? Which is subjected to compression forces, which is considered as a compression member. Strut is also a compression member, right? Which may be vertical, inclined or horizontal. But remember always, column can't be horizontals and the inclined. Column must erect at 90 degree. So if a strut is at 90 degree, that is nothing but the columns, right? So that means strut may be inclined, right, horizontal, right, means verticals, which is subjected to compression forces. At the same time, columns can't be inclined. So column must erect at 90 degree, right? So that is the difference between pedestal, column and the strut. So my dear friends, if you see, so imagine this one is a column, right? So if you see the top view, this one is a top view, right? So the least side is nothing but the B, right? B is known as least lateral dimensions. Similarly, D is the depth of the column, right? So and this one is the effective length. So now we'll discuss about all these things. What do you mean by effective length, right? So we're going to discuss about briefly, right? So hope you understand what do you mean by columns and means pedestals and all these things. So let's understand what do you mean by effective length. Means all the times, right, in the means above pictures, means it is depicted that means effective length should be means verticals greater than 3 times of its lateral dimension, larger than 3 times of its lateral dimensions. So effective length means coming consistently. So we need to understand what do you mean by effective length. So my dear friends, hope you understand these lectures very clearly. So let's see. कमाल की बात है, राइट, मीन्स इफेक्टिव लेंथ मीन्स इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. सी यू कैन सी द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टॉप, द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टॉप एंड बॉटम मोस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द कॉलम, राइट, when it is bended is termed as effective length. So let's see one figure. My dear friends, imagine this one is a column, right? This one is a column, right? Pinned ends column. So as you can see, that means what you call unsupported length is nothing but the original length of the column, right? So if it is, right, means what you call, if it is L means unsupported length of the column, then its what you call effective length will be shortest distance between the topmost and bottommost fibers which is bended, right? So if you can see here, it started bending from here to here. So in the pinned conditions, effective length is equal to unsupported length of the column. So in the means what you call pinned end conditions, it may be equal. So let's see what the fixed end conditions. So in the fixed end condition, you can see when the compressive force is applied at the end of the column, right, it started means buckling, right? It started buckling. So up to here it is means normal behaving. After this point and this point, right, in this point is nothing but the effective length, LE. My dear friends, समझिए इन दोनों पॉइंट को जहां से बेंड होता है कॉलम, ठीक है, कॉलम जहां से बेंड होना शुरू करता है, उन दोनों पॉइंट को डिस्टेंस को इफेक्टिव लेंथ बोला जाता है, राइट? वी कैन ऑल्सो डिफाइन द इफेक्टिव लेंथ द पॉइंट मीन्स 2 पॉइंट ऑफ कंट्राफ्लेक्चर्स और इन्फ्लेक्शन, right? As you can see here, that means the height of the column between the point of contraflexures. So these are the 2 points of contraflexures. So my dear friends, मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ कि we have already discussed about all these things in the strength of material, right? So we are familiar of all these things. So in this means RCC we will going to design, right? So let me show you one figure so that you can understand, my dear friends. See, from IS 456 code book, right, we have taken the different end conditions, right? This is fixed end, right? There are the 4 different end conditions we have studied in strength of materials. So as you can see, the theoretical value of the effective length is 0.50 L, where L is the unsupported length of the column, right? Means up to here, right? So for the designs, as you know, for the design purpose, we need to adopt safety, right? So we can increase it 0.65 into L. So similarly, there are the different conditions we need to adopt, as you can see from the IS code book 456. It is given in the page number, right? I hope it is page number 98. So means you can understand it, that the means what you call the effective length of the different conditions will be taken from the IS 456 code book. Else you can also means we can also conclude, or we can also tell the effective length in such a way that effective length is equal to K into L, while K is nothing but the effective length factors, right? Means that is 0.50 value, right? So that's depend upon the means factor value, effective length factor depend upon the end conditions, means, right? There are the different end conditions. These value depend upon the end conditions, these ones, as you can see, and L is the unsupported length of the column. So hope you understand what do you mean by effective length. Effective length is nothing but the height of the column, distance between the 2 points of contraflexures, or what you call inflections, as you like. So hope you understand the effective length very clearly, as I have given you pictures. So let's understand what do you mean by slenderness ratio, that is lambda. My dear friends, we are also familiar, हम लोग ये पढ़ चुके हैं strength of material, but the definitions of slenderness ratio in the strength of materials and in RCC will be different, right? क्या होगा, दोनों का अलग अलग definition होगा. In strength of materials we consider material as homogeneous, right? So but in the RCC itself, a material is not a homogeneous, it's a heterogeneous. So of course means slenderness ratio must be changes, its definition must be changes. So in RCC it is defined as the effective length to the least lateral dimensions. What means what you call slenderness ratio is defined as, in the RCC, effective length to least lateral dimension. At the same time, in the strength of material we define slenderness ratio as the means effective length to the least radius of gyrations, where radius of gyration is equal to root under, right, I by A, right? Like that we usually consider in strength of materials. So according to strength of materials, as it is homogeneous, we consider homogeneous material in strength of material, right? बट क्या होता है कि हम लोग आरसीसी में कंक्रीट खुद में एक हेट्रोजेनियस मटेरियल, राइट, कंक्रीट से बना रहता है, उसमें एग्रीगेट रहता है, राइट, उसमें सीमेंट रहता है, वाटर रहता है, मीन्स आरसीसी रहता है, रॉड रहता है. सो इट इज ए हेट्रोजेनियस मटेरियल्स. सो its definition will be effective length to the least lateral dimensions. So my dear friends, what is actually slenderness ratio? ये क्या होता है, राइट? आप इसको इस तरीके से समझिए कि कोई भी कॉलम में जब सिलेंडरनेस रेशियो ज़्यादा होगा, then that column is considered as a unsafe conditions, right? Unsafe columns. The higher slenderness ratio implies the greater tendency to fail, right? Remember, so we must consider means low slenderness ratio means what you call to gives the durability and strength of the means columns. So if it is greater than 200, right, 200, if slenderness ratio is greater than, that is lambda is greater than 200, then that structures is considered as a unsafe structures. So hope you understand the slenderness ratio, difference between the slenderness ratio in strength of materials and in the RCC. My dear friends, one more interesting term is minimum eccentricity. We need to understand minimum eccentricity. We must consider minimum eccentricity in design, right? In design of the compression members, right? So my dear friends, what happens, as you know, suppose it means take an example, this one is a column, right? So of course the means axial force will be acting at the means through the neutral axis, right, or through the axis of means what you call load passing, right? So suppose due to any conditions, right, means there may be different conditions, means which means what you call which direct, there are different conditions which cause the means what you call the change or the load shifting. There are the different conditions, मीन्स बहुत ही कारण बहुत ज़्यादा कारण है जिसके कारण क्या होता है कि जो लोड ट्रांसफर होता है वो शिफ्ट हो जाता है, राइट, वो डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है। द मीन्स द पाथ ऑफ ट्रांसफर ऑफ लोड मे बी गट डिस्टर्ब ड्यू टू द वेरियस रीजन्स। इट मे बी एज इट इज हेट्रोजेनियस मटेरियल्स, एज कंक्रीट आरसीसी इट इज हेट्रोजेनियस मटेरियल्स। सपोज मान लीजिए कॉलम है, राइट, इसमें हम लोग जब मीन्स व्हेन यू पोर द मीन्स व्हाट यू कॉल्स मटेरियल ऑफ द कॉलम, राइट, then maybe means due to means improper compacting, right, suppose here means what you call collections of the aggregate takes place, then the load cannot transfer properly. So due to these reasons the bending may takes place. So to prevent from all these things we must consider minimum eccentricity. So याद रहे, in the design of the column we must consider minimum eccentricity. हम लोग को minimum eccentricity लेना ही लेना है, ठीक है। बेंडिंग से बचने के लिए मिनिमम इसेंट्रिसिटी हम लोग को लेना ही लेना है। वी मस्ट कंसीडर द मिनिमम इसेंट्रिसिटी इन द डिजाइन ऑफ द कंप्रेशन मेंबर्स टू प्रिवेंट फ्रॉम द बेंडिंग। सो द मिनिमम इसेंट्रिसिटी इज गिवन एज, राइट, L by, that is means L by 500 plus B by 30, or it is directly means 20 mm, whichever is greater we should consider that value. Here means if the load is here, then the distance between here to here is Ex, right. Similarly here to here is Ey. So here the load, it may be somewhere here, it may be some here, it may be here, so it's depend upon the means disturbance in the load path. So hope you understand minimum eccentricity, why we consider minimum eccentricity in the design of the compression members. उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपको समझ में आया हो। So let's see the another topic. चलो हम लोग दूसरा टॉपिक देखते हैं। So now we'll discuss about the classification of columns. So my dear friends, based on the cylinderness ratio, right, based upon the cylinderness ratio, based upon the cylinderness ratio, the columns has been classified as long column, short column and the medium column. Means, so it is based on the cylinderness ratio. So I have told you that as per the RCC, the cylinderness ratio, that is lambda, is nothing but the effective length, that is LE, effective length by least dimensions. If it is greater than 12, right, if it is greater than 12, then that column is considered as a long column. याद रहे कि effective length by least जो dimension है, that is B, right, if it is less, if it is greater than 12, then that column is considered as a long column. If it is less than 12, then that column is considered as a what you call short columns. So my dear friends, अभी आप लोगों के मन में क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा कि if it is equal to 12, then means which column we should consider. So if it is equal to 12, then go to, right, means short column, design the column as a short column if it is equal to 12. So याद रहे। And for the medium column, if L is greater than 30, means smaller than 30D and greater than 4D, then that is nothing but the medium column. So this one definition, cylinderness ratio is more than 120. This definition is based upon the strength of materials. It is not valid in the RCC. That's why I have written here that this cylinderness ratio is not valid in the RCC. Here this cylinderness ratio is valid in the RCC. That is, it must be greater than 12, then it is long column. If it is less than 12, of course it is short columns. So this cylinderness ratio less than 32, then it is short column based upon the strength of materials. So my dear friends, of course you can easily differentiate the short column. जो छोटा column होता है उसको short column बोला जाता है, जो बड़ा column होता है of course that is known as means what you call long columns. So of course the means what you call means in the long columns the greater radius of gyrations, in the short column less radius of gyration, right. So the short column will be always stronger, at the same time means long column will be weaker, means it can easily deflect, right, means buckling can be easily taking place, right. So means it is generally failed by buckling, right. If it is long column, it is longer, of course when the load is applied it started buckling, right. So similarly if it is short columns, it can withstand maximum load, ठीक है। सो याद रहे हम लोग जब भी डिजाइन करें गो प्रिफर शॉर्ट कॉलम सो दैट इट कैन विथस्टैंड मीन्स व्हाट यू कॉल मीन्स मैक्सिमम लोड एंड द मीन्स शॉर्ट कॉलम ऑलवेज फेल्स बाय क्रॉसिंग, राइट. So and the medium column fails by both, means buckling as well as crashing. So this one is the difference between long column and the short column. Let's see the another classifications, my dear friends. देखते हैं. Yes, बहुत ही ज़्यादा important है, right. We're going to design the column based upon this, means what you call based upon the types of loading. So understanding this concept is very essential, my dear friends. So let's understand. My dear friends, this one is the top view of any building plan, or imagine this one is a plan, right. This one is the top view of any building. So this one is the top view, this one is the beam, outer beam, right. This one also beam, beam. So we placed one column here, right, one column here, column. So these are the number of columns we placed in the building. So as you can see, my dear friends, this column, right, is inside the building, right. This column inside the building. So these 4 column we can consider as a type 1, right. It is type 1. So this is so because this type 1 column is known as axially loaded column. So let's see, my dear friends, moment in this beam, अगर मानिए कि इस बीम में मोमेंट जनरेट हो रहा है, then it must be balanced by this moment, right. As you know, according to the structure analysis moment distribution method, we have already studied. So if the moment generation takes place in this beam, then of course the balancing moment produced in this one. Similarly, if the moment taking place in this one, then the balancing moment taking place in this conditions. So here the means no means any extra moment or no any imbalance moment. यहाँ पे कोई imbalance moment generate ही नहीं हो रहा है. So this such type of column we can call it as axially loaded column. याद रहे इस टाइप को column को हम लोग बोला जाता है axially loaded column. Now see the means type 2, axially loaded and uniaxially moment. My dear friends, now see this one, this column, right, this column, right, and these two column is type 2 column. As you can see, my dear friends, if the means moment generating in this beam, right, will be balanced by this one. If the moment generating in this beam means there is a no any extra beam, यहाँ पे beam ही नहीं है, so there must be generate an imbalance moment. There must be imbalance moment, right. इसको means what you call balance करने के लिए moment ही नहीं है, there is no extra beam to balance this moment. So we can call it as a axially load uniaxially moment, right. That is PU and MUX, right. It is imbalance in x directions, right. So it is imbalance if you can see if here the load is applied. अगर यहाँ पे मान लीजिए load apply होगा, then क्या होगा, इस तरीका से move करना शुरू हो जाएगा, ठीक है. इस x एक्सिस के थ्रू move करेगा. समझ में आ रहा है. अगर मान लीजिए यहाँ पे अगर लोड लग रहा है, ठीक है, यहाँ पे अगर लोड लग रहा है, ठीक है, यहाँ पे अगर मान लीजिए कि लोड लग रहा है, देन इट मस्ट बी रोटेटिंग थ्रू द एक्स एक्सिस. सो वी नीड टू कैलकुलेट यूनिएक्सियली मोमेंट, दैट इज MUX. So similarly in third type column is nothing but this type column, right. This one's here axially load with uniaxially moment, that will be in MUY. Here as you can see, my dear friends, see in this ones, this moment will be balanced by this moment and this moment cannot be balanced. Here no extra portion is there. So here what happens, the means this started generating moment in y directions. So that is why means axially loaded with uniaxially moment in y directions. But if you can see the corners column, right, type 4 columns. So corner columns हमेशा क्या होता है, it is subjected to biaxially moment, that is in x directions as well as in y directions. Axially loaded with biaxially moment, that is MUX and MUY. जो corner का column होता है, see this here, if here moment is generating, here no any moment, right. If this moment is produced, here no any moment to means what you could balance this one. So here we need to design the moment in x, right. This ones I have just represented. This one is not a beam, my dear friends. I have just here represent x axis and y axis. So here there are the two imbalance moment, that is x and y. So we need to design that moment only. सो दिस आर द टाइप्स ऑफ लोडिंग एंड विल हम लोग इसका डिजाइन करेंगे आगे जाके. सो होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस कंडीशन. Now very important topic, that is assumptions, right? Means lots of questions in competitive exams are carried from the means assumptions, right? So let us means see the what are the assumptions in the limit states of collapse in the compression member. My dear friends, here you can see in first point, the maximum compressive strain in the concrete in axially compression can be taken as 0.002. Here the maximum strain in the concrete in compression conditions is taken as 0.002, but in the flexure conditions, that is in bending condition, it is taken as 0.0035, as you know while you designing the flexure member like beam, right? So here in the compression member we taken the maximum compressive strain as 0.002. Hope you understand these ones. As you can see here, my dear friends, this figure, from this figures, imagine this one is a beam, sorry, column, this one is a column, and this one is the means reinforced inserted. Then the maximum strain will be 0.002, maximum strain will be 0.002, as the load is always acting at the center of the line of action of this means axis. Then there is a proper distribution of load. क्या होगा, हर जगह पे क्या होगा, proper distribution load है. Then of course it will be 0.002 and proper distributions. So let's see the second point. चलिए second point को समझते हैं. The maximum compressive strain in the concrete, right? In axially compression and bending, right? In axially condition and bending, but no tension. We will not going to consider the tensions. Can be taken as 0.0035 minus 0.7 times of strain at the least compressed fiber. So that is E epsilon is always denoted as the strength. So E max is equal to 0.0035 minus 0.72 of E2. E2 is nothing but the least compressed fibers. So मान लीजिए, imagine, right? So wait my dear friends, let me. So imagine my dear friends, if load is acting here, right? मान लीजिए कि load यहाँ पे act करे, then of course here as you can see here the deflections will be takes place, right? If load is acting here, then क्या होगा, यहाँ पे means क्या होगा, compress होगा. This member is subjected to compression, right? This member started compressing, at the same time these members, right, increasing its height. So we have to consider that here the maximum means compression is taking and bending, but no tension, right? If remember always, अगर ज़्यादा यहाँ पे compress हो जाएगा, then of course there will be generating compressions. But as per the assumptions, we should consider that there is no tension development. Here bending taking place, but there is no tension development. याद रहे. So as you can see, this one is the means sigma 1 max, right? Strain at highly compressed fibers, and this one is the means sigma 2 stress the lower means compressed fibers. You can substitute this one here and this one here, no problems. So this one is the assumptions to be considered in compression member. Now we'll see IS code recommendations, some of the important recommendations given by the IS 456 2000 code books. Let's see that recommendations. The minimum nominal clear cover should not be less than 40 mm, right? Hope you understand the means vertical clear cover, right? Means आपको पता है clear cover किसको, if it is means column, right? If it is like longitudinal reinforcement, then distance between means what you call extreme fiber of the column, ठीक है, extreme fiber of the column to the means center of the means what you call reinforcement. So let me show you one figure. See this one, if this one is a column, then you can see this one is a reinforcement, then distance between here to here is nothing but means clear cover. So this clear cover should not be less than 40 mm. Remember this point, it should not be less than 40 mm. Now next point is the minimum diameter of the longitudinal reinforcement of the steel bar should not be less than 12 mm. Right, the bar which is inserted in the RCC column should not be less than 12 mm. The main bar, जो main bar होता है वो 12 mm से कम नहीं होना चाहिए. Now the third point is, if the size, my dear friends, according to the code book 13920, the size of the column should not be less than 200 mm. 200 mm column का size को consider नहीं किया जाता है according to IS 13920. But as per the 456/2000, it is given that if in any cases, means due to any regions, if it is less than 2000, if you need to design less than 200, like means size column, the minimum means imagine 150 into 170, then at that, in that conditions, we need to consider clear cover as 25, and you can take the means what you call diap the longitudinal reinforcement less than 12 mm, but the column should not be less than means what you call 200 mm for the safety purpose. So remember, always design the columns greater than 200 mm. So let's see another important point. ASC minimum means area of longitudinal reinforcement minimum, the minimum diameters, minimum means what you call percentage of steel used in RCC column is 0.8%, right? It should not be less than 0.8%, right? That is means what you call longitudinal reinforcement should not be less than 0.8% of gross area, right? Similarly, ASC maximum is 6% and 4%. Now here जहन में आ रहा होगा 6% 4% कैसा लोचा आ गया, ठीक है. Then my dear friends, 6% is considered when there the bars are not overlapped. Remember, याद रहे, when bars are not overlapped, at that conditions we consider ASC max as a 6%. At the same times, if when there is a when there are the bar overlapped, then we consider 4%. When there is a no overlapped, then at that conditions we consider 6%. Now means of course means आपके जहन में सवाल आ रहा है कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, then चलिए एक फिगर के जरिए समझते हैं. Let's understand through the figure. My dear friends, as you can see, this one is overlap, right? This one is nothing but the lap length. When the lap is doing, right, जब यहाँ पे लैपिंग किया हुआ है, then क्या हुआ, कॉलम का जो एरिया है वो कम हो गया, right? Of course here the area is decreases. So at that condition we consider only 4% of steel, because if we consider 8% of steel, so it is very difficult to pour the concrete, right? क्या हुआ, काफ़ी तकलीफ आएगा, काफ़ी मुसीबत आएगा यहाँ पे, ठीक है. सो समझ रहे हो ना क्या लोचा होने वाला है यहाँ पे. सो इसीलिए इस लोचे से टू प्रिवेंट फ्रॉम दिस लोचा we need to means consider means what you call 4% of steel, right? When the bars are overlapped, so इस कंडीशन में क्या होगा, 4% स्टील कंसिडर किया जाएगा. इफ देर इज नो ओवरलैप, अगर यहाँ पे पूरा स्ट्रेट होता, ओवरलैप है ही नहीं, इफ देर इज नो ओवरलैप, एट दैट कंडीशन यू कैन कंसिडर अप टू 6%. सो होप यू अंडरस्टैंड एट व्हाट कंडीशन 6%, एट व्हाट कंडीशन 4%. सो लेट्स सी द another point. Here the minimum 4 bars either in rectangular or a square column, there must be 4 number of bars, or in the circle column there must be 6 number of bar. अगर कोई rectangle column है, then there must be 4 numbers of bars should be minimum. The minimum number of bars should be 4. We can't insert 3 or 2 number of bars. The minimum should be 4 in a square or rectangle and 6 in circle. The maximum spacing distance between the two longitudinal reinforcements should not be greater than 300 mm. Right? If this one is the reinforcement, then distance between these reinforcement should not be greater than 300 mm. So maintain this distance. The distance between two longitudinal reinforcements center to center should not be greater than 300 mm. If it is greater than 300 mm, then your design procedures is absolutely wrong. आपका डिजाइन प्रोसीजर क्या हो जाएगा, रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. सो याद रहे 300 mm से ज़्यादा नहीं होना है. सो लेट्स सी द means what you call transverse steel, right? Transverse of steel is also known as lateral tiles in column. The same term is known as stirrups in beam. So hope you know all these things. So the diameters should not be what you call less than 1/4 of means longitudinal reinforcement diameters, or the 6 mm, right? So it should always greater than this one. So take whichever is greater. So 1/4 of the diap longitudinal bar and the 6 mm. We should always take the greater value like 8 mm, right? We should not take the means what you call the diap, the transverse reinforcement less than 6 mm. Similarly, the spacing between the transverse reinforcement is also known as pitch. याद रहे, pitch means the center to center distance of the lateral tiles. So either it may be the 16 into D, that is the diameter of longitudinal reinforcement, or B means what you call least lateral dimensions. So B is the least lateral dimensions and the 300 mm. adopt, which one is minimum. So my dear friends, hope you understand this concept very clearly. So if you really understand, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe it. Thank you, take care, bye bye.